Guys, you know what I mean? Never know say Jamaica step up in our life so much that we go on paperless. Me send to go get my license, can expire. And when the Jerry come back, a paper Jerry I give me. So me say, Jerry, how come me not get no sticker to put on the glass? Cause this will expire. Him say, Auntie Dana, the people them say everything they on the system now. They only for one fight against Andrew when Andrew carry the country up the hill, up the road, up on the rooftop, up on the house top. Jamaica gone paperless like foreign. So if me a come and the police them want to know if my papers right for my car, I know if my car up to date or whatever it is they are drive. All the police have to do is stay in your car and check your license plate. So we don't have no more yellow paper, no green paper for stick on the window. So that cut out now. So police can literally check you from in the vehicle and it a go on a front and it reach a backside, box foot and box cover. Jamaica improve. Andrew Oldest is doing a very, very good job. Because I never know, you did know? Me never know a planka shop. I told them I learn after me send because my license up from last month. For 1 month we don't know. September? Yeah. From the end of the month. So I said, all right, let me go get my new license. I'm ready for stick on and I said, Jerry, nobody lean it on the van, you know, put it up good, make it straight. I never lean it when him do it. And to my knowledge, no more stick on. I'm not telling a lie. Jamaica really are going with itself.
Hey guys, welcome to Carib 21 Network. So today I want to talk about voter suppression and voter fatigue. So since the general election was held last week and the result from the election, and we saw the opposition leader Mark Golding conceding to the election, to the victory of the Jamaica Labour Party, and we saw the Jamaica Labour Party celebrating and everything. But 1 week later, now we're questioning the free and fairness of the election. And so that is what I want to talk about today, about voter suppression. That is the word that's out there today. And, you know, some people are adding voter fatigue. And I'm just wondering, when are we as Jamaicans, when are we going to get to a point where we can have an election and we can just accept the result without a lot of rumors out there or things out there about voter suppression or questioning the integrity of, you know, the electoral office of Jamaica and all of that. So that is what I want to talk about today. And at the backdrop of this conversation, there's a very interesting conversation that took place between Jennifer Smalls, and Oral Tracy, talking about people not voting. So what I want to do, I'm going to play that conversation that they had on, I think it was Jenny's radio show, and we'll come back and talk about this whole idea of voter suppression and voter fatigue.
Worthless bunch of people that don't commit to anything in this country.
The uncommitted
Wait,
made
no?
their choice.
No, me wait, no?
They made their choice.
Wait, no? In a 2020,
No.
some say 33%, some say 37%. And in a big old
It's
2025,
37. It's the same. I think it's
pretty much just 1%.
Yeah.
In a 2025,
And 20 was that 2020 was
40% of the car, 39.5.
2020 was COVID too. Remember?
Jesus.
So it's worse.
But aren't they feeling bad?
How many people have made them choice?
To not.
Yes.
Oh no. You
no,
vote?
No. Don't include me now.
Did you vote?
Leave me out there.
No, me not left you out of this
Leave me
about.
out there.
Me say if you vote.
Look, Mr. Leave me out there.
Go on with your business.
I am defending.
I
am defending the majority of the people.
Can you imagine the
who made
majority
their choice.
do not vote?
What's it? 62%.
Just call it 60%.
62%.
Because at 39.5%, you know.
It
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was 38.
So roughly, if you in a math, we always say
Call
round
it
it off.
60%.
That did not vote.
But there's a reason for that.
Them can't decide which.
These people are not imbeciles.
So you can't decide on which one.
People make a conscious decision that it is not worth my while to go out and participate.
Does it make sense?
You have to respect the people.
May I ask you a question?
It makes sense to them.
No, I'm asking you, Maverick Oral. You ever hear me call him Maverick yet?
Jenny.
Maverick.
Yeah.
You ever hear me call him Maverick?
Yeah, what's the question again?
Does their decision make sense?
Yes.
You should be speaking to that.
If you
should be speaking to that, young man. I don't want you. No, I don't want you to endorse them behavior. No, man. The Lord has put you in that position to make a difference in a trace. You must not. Condone is the word. Condone is the word. You must condemn it, not condone it. You're in a position to influence decisions. You cannot be here giving them justification for staying home and allowing.
No, Jenny.
No. And for allowing the people them will go up on a bandwagon, people them may get some money, will get some tablet and to make a decision about what happens in the next 5 years in this country. When me ask them why VARs, because I was going to ask, before you come in the country. But me don't talk. You're not done.
You're going to VARs now.
You're not done.
No.
All right, go on now, address it.
If you understand the nature of democracy, you have to respect
them decisions
the choice of every individual.
Yes.
And if the choice of many individuals is not to participate, that is the choice you have to respect as well. As you look on it,
yeah.
So it makes sense to berate people. Seem like you respect the man who
shame
vote for
on
PNP,
them.
And you respect the man who vote for Labour, right? I respect the man who don't vote.
Shame on. All right, so all right. When I'm there, let me there, Jim, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna ask the youngsters because me like talk to the pockets.
And most of them are youngsters.
Yes. Me say why them say because they can't make a decision which one of the two for which they vote. I me say all right. So here's what you do.
Nothing was compelling enough.
Wait, no, me know exactly. Them tell me no.
You can't blame them for that.
Wait, no, young man. Yeah. But I say. The worst decision, worst, not worst. No. Worst decision.
That's a flawed opinion.
Me go finish my sentence.
Dictatorial.
No, I'm going to make my sentence, young man.
But it's flawed.
No, it's not flawed. Like Let me finish it, Tracy. Tracy make a done it. I said the worst decision you can make is to do nothing. Because two things will happen.
That was not nothing.
I'm not done.
It was a decision not to vote.
I am not done.
Yes.
The worst decision is to do nothing because something is going to happen with or without you.
You don't think the people are aware of those consequences?
So what I say
when they made those decisions.
Wait, no, Tracy, I'm not done. So I'm saying you sit there like Dalton, Oral, and
you
Xavier.
You ever consider preaching for the pulpit? When you don't have conversation.
You know, so you're going to let me go talking at Jesus' name. But I have Jesus against you. Make me talk. I go talk. I'm going to finish my talk in here this morning. No, you know if you interject me, let me done the point. I am saying it is a worse decision to do nothing than to do something.
No, but they did not do nothing.
They did nothing.
They did something.
You have allowed.
They opted not to vote.
39.5% of us will decide.
Yes.
On the direction
and
of
that is your choice.
And therefore,
you're not a pro-choice.
And guess what it is now? Then if shut up them out.
No, you can't say that.
What you say?
If them pay tax,
I don't want them not to open them out and complain. If they're not happy with the Andrew Holness administration in the next 5 years, shut up your mouth. And if you're not happy, with Mark Golding's opposition, shut up your mouth.
They pay tax. So them call for the call for every road.
Call for your road and sitting. But shut up your mouth when decisions are being made. Don't complain about nothing because we have decided for you.
Anyway,
take where you get.
So you're blaming the uncommitted for what?
No, I'm just saying uncommitted can't chat to me no.
No, man.
I don't know what they would have voted.
You have to respect the choice of the uncommitted.
Uncommitted could have even turned.
PNP can argue say the uncommitted cast in the election.
But I was just about to say that.
They can argue that.
Uncommitted could even.
And them to argue that.
Look here. No, I am a citizen. No, I am a citizen. Shame on the 60% of you who have a vote and never vote.
People that are
you know, Crosses Xavier finding in panelists?
Did he vote?
No, vote me back so I finger then clean the car.
So Xavier, you beat up.
All I know. Everyone I know. Fearlessly me across the whole I know. Shame on you.
I did not tell you that I did not vote.
Okay, so that was a conversation that took place between Jennifer Smalls, Jenny, and Oral Tracy. And it's a conversation that a lot of Jamaicans are having and people in the media space about the low voter turnout in Jamaica, that the voter turnout was 39.5%. So the conversation is, why is it that 60% of the population did not vote? And the whole argument about, voter suppression is one of the first things that came up. And one of the things that I think that we need to get over as Jamaicans, like every election, I remember from the 3 elections that PJ Patterson won over Edward Seaga, and every single one of those elections, allegations of, ballot box being stolen, voter suppression, all of these things were spoken about. Every election that we have had in Jamaica history, we're talking about voter suppression. We're talking about questioning the fairness of the election. And so the question is, at what point do we get to a level? Because this election, I was one of the person that came out and said, look, like this election, to run an election and for the election to wrap up in the same night is a testimony to what Jamaica is coming from. When back in the 80s, when people on election night, a lot of people would die election night. And for this election to wrap up and the police command to come out and say, look, there was no injury reported, election violence or anything like that. But we see 1 week after the election, we're questioning the fairness of the election and if, voter suppression took place. People are reporting that boxes were stolen without evidence. And in the age of social media, where everybody have a smartphone and everybody can capture images and voice note going around, like, why is it that in 2025, all of these things coming out about voter suppression and about illegalities happening in the election, but we can't see any evidence coming up front? So that is the thing. Is it time that for us to just forget about this? It's almost like, tribal behavior. In every election that is won, somebody is questioning if it is valid. And one of the things that I'm surprised about is the conversation that they're having, even on the media, traditional media like CVM, TVJ, and when they're having their current affair program and they're talking about the result of the election, especially the low voter turnout. I don't think people are having a real conversation about voter turnout, that the fact that Jamaica had over 2 million people on the voter registry list, and they're saying that 60% did not vote. What is crazy to me is I don't hear anybody having the conversation about Jamaicans, like Jamaicans that are on farm work program, Jamaicans that are on the hotel work program, student exchange program. There are Jamaicans that are overseas studying. Jamaica is a very unique country. Jamaica is one of the only country, or the only country I can think of in the world where there is pretty much more Jamaicans living outside of Jamaica than live inside Jamaica. People argue that all the time. More or almost more Jamaicans are living in the diaspora than live in Jamaica. And I know almost every Jamaican that I know that are living outside of Jamaica, they have 1 foot in Jamaica and 1 foot out of Jamaica. A lot of those people are on the voters list. Most people that I know own property, like myself, own property in Jamaica. You own property in Jamaica, you have an address in Jamaica, you are on that list. The list was not cleaned up for years. So it's not like a list that has been cleaned up every 6 months and they know that you're currently not in the country. So a lot of Jamaicans are not living in Jamaica. So I don't understand why no one on any one of these traditional media, instead of having the conversation about why 60% of Jamaicans did not vote, why are they not having the conversation like, is everyone that's on that list, are they in Jamaica currently? And I think that is the fair question to ask, because we know, like, I would say hundreds of thousands of Jamaicans leave every year. Half of them probably stay out of Jamaica long term, but I think conservatively, at least 200,000 Jamaicans leave Jamaica part-time every single year. Those people would be on the list. Why are they not having the conversation? As I said, the farm work program, the people working on cruise ship, people, teachers, students that are studying overseas, exchange programs, those people are on the list. And those are Jamaicans that could vote, but they're out of the country. And nobody's having that conversation, because the easiest conversation to have is just to say something fishy is going on with the election. And the other thing now, in terms of voter fatigue, because Jenny's argument is that the 60% of Jamaicans who don't vote, like, should not have a say in what goes on in Jamaica. If you don't vote, shut up your mouth, and anything that the government said, you just have to go with that. And why a lot of people believe that there are a lot of Jamaicans that don't believe in any of the two major political parties in Jamaica. There are a lot of Jamaicans who are of the mindset that, look, like, they're both the same. Like, voting for PMP is not different from voting for GLP. It's just that every politician in Jamaica a thief, and they're just going to take them turn and thief. That's how a lot of Jamaicans think. Should those Jamaicans be chastised for not wanting to go and vote for either one of those parties? That is the question. So, I understand Jenny, talking about that it looks bad that 60% of Jamaicans did not vote. But the reality is, as I said, when you account for the Jamaicans that are not in Jamaica because they are overseas on short-term work programs, you have to factor those Jamaicans also. You have to factor the ones that are going through voter fatigue, that have been voting for like 30, 40 years and getting the same result. We see the scandal with the Prime Minister, with the Integrity Commission. And people might look to you, like, if you have a problem with the Prime Minister, and say, look, see the Integrity Commission, the corruption or whatever, vote for PMP. And then you might turn around and say, yo, but I remember FinSac, like, I got screwed during FinSac too. So why am I going to vote for the PMP when that, I remember that. So that is the question. Another thing is about, when we talk about Jamaica as a unique place, Jamaica is one of the only country in the world also that has like a 50% informal business structure. Jamaica is one of the few places, I think, years ago, Jamaica, Zimbabwe, Haiti, a few countries in the world with that type of structure. And when you have Jamaicans with an informal structure, business structure, so you have the igler, you have the mechanic, you have the barber, these people are not coming out to vote because they're like, me not gonna stand up in a long line all day when I know that I could be here cutting someone's hair, I could be downtown selling my clothes or selling my fruits and all of that. And if I miss 1 hour or 4 hours standing up in a line, who is going to pay for that? Those Jamaicans have to be accounted for. So the thing is, we're having a conversation about, all these other stuff going on with the election, but these are real issues that need to be talked about. And I think if they really want a high voter turnout, I think they're going to have to consider either making election and a holiday, like shut down business for election day and let everybody go and vote. Because if you're one of those persons with a good job, one of those good jobs where the government, by law, government say you have to give your staff time to go and vote. Those are the formal jobs that are following the rules. Not every job following the rules. So there's some jobs you go to work and you can't tell them, say, I go vote, and you have to, you can't come in early to work at the restaurant or the bakery or whatever. So all of those things have to be accounted for. So I think when we're having the conversation, I think it's really disingenuous to just put everything to like corruption because there's a lot of things that you have to factor in when we're having these elections. As I said, a lot of Jamaicans not in Jamaica. A lot of Jamaicans have voter fatigue, and you can't really blame someone from not wanting to vote for the same side, different side of the same coin, if people see it as that. And when you talk about the informal business community and people having to go to work, and when they're going to work, if they don't sell, they don't eat. So they're not going to say, like, I'm going to skip market today to go and vote. I'm not going to sell my coconut, or I'm not going to make my peanut porridge and my peanut porridge late today because I'm going to vote. A lot of people are not going to do that. So that is the thing. So yeah, I just wanted to come on and have this conversation about what is going on and the aftermath with the election. I believe that like the Jamaica Labour Party won the election fair and square. Like, even people that are part of the People's National Party knew that they weren't going to win. A lot of them didn't want to admit, some of the things that went on behind the scene that could have cost them the election. And after the election, people are talking about it now, that when they're picking their leader, the infighting and stuff like that, they have had a bad record of doing that. The same with Portia Simpson, and we saw with Lisa Anna. And that was pointed out on a lot of the programs after the election, that the People's National Party, they're going to have to do a better job transitioning whenever they're choosing their leaders. Every party have their infighting. People brought up the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, and I can't remember who was contesting him, and it was very heated, but it did not come out to the public. There was no leak voice note like what we saw with the People's National Party. So after the aftermath of the election, people, a few people came out and said, yes, People's National Party, they're going to have to do a better job. And I think the election went the way I thought it was going to go. I thought that the People's National Party, they were going to win back a lot of seats, but it would have been too much for them. The hole that they dug themselves in the last election with just winning 14 seats would have been too much to kind of dig out of. And that was the result of the election. So yeah, so that is it. So let me know your thoughts about this. Do you think the election was, free and fair election? Do you think there was voter suppression? You think the EOJ was siding with the Jamaica Labour Party? Why the Jamaica Labour Party won? What are your thoughts on this? Just leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think. And I'm going to wrap it up here for today, but this was just I wanted to come on and have this short conversation, as I said, about voter fatigue, voter suppression. So feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content. And remember, peace. I'm out.